guys, today I'm going to be talking about how I got from very dark brown red hair to this colour, like a really light ash blonde. As you might have seen in my old videos, if you've watched them, you should go watch them. I had like dark brown reddy coloured hair. I've got a piece of extension here from it. My hair was that colour basically, and it was very like, it had been dyed so many times, so many different colours. It had been dyed, bleached, dyed, and there was so much like red, semi-permanent and permanent colours in it that just do not remove from the hair. So it was a really hard process to get it this colour. I'm gonna say now, if you're watching this because you intend to go this colour or lighter or whatever from very dark coloured hair, then I wouldn't necessarily suggest you do it in 2 days like I did, because I am very like impulsive. I like things to be done like straight away, and I'm very impatient as well, so I didn't really want to wait weeks between each bleach or colour. So I did do it in a couple of days, and I did get the consequences from it, because some of my hair has been really damaged and the ends have fallen off, and I've had to cut it a lot shorter than it was, which was about, it's about that long now. It's really short. Obviously I've got extensions in, and if you want to know how to do the extensions, I'll put a video up and you can go watch that. But yeah, basically I'll tell you the process, how I did it, and what the products I used and the aftercare. And you know, I don't accept any responsibility for you guys like messing up. I'm just telling you what I did, because I might have some tips that you can follow. So basically I'm going to start off with, I stripped my hair of as much of the dye as I could, because I use one of these things called a colour stripper. You might have heard of them. There's one called Colour Before, Colour Erase as well, I think there is. You might have heard of those. And they're supposed to not be damaging for the hair, and all they really do is shrink the particles of colour in the hair and release them when you wash it out, if you do it all correctly. And this is like the best way, and I've used different brands of it before. This is like JoBaz Hair Colour Remover. It was a cheaper version of a colour stripper, but they do work. They do take out as much hair dye as they can, but they cannot take away the dye that's been stained in your cuticles of your hair. That's when the bleaching comes in. But I got this from a bargain shop sort of thing. You can get them, apparently it's an Australian brand, but I'm not sure. You should be able to get them on the internet. You can get Colour Before, Colour Eraser. Different shops, different drugstore shops do their own brand, and they all work the same. They all are pretty much the same. I've used so many different brands and they are the same thing. But this one was £4.49, so that was pretty cheap. The other ones I've used are around 10 quid. The process of this is you apply the colour remover to dry hair. Sorry, I'm reading notes and just, there's so much to talk about. Apply the remover to coloured hair. You get, there are 3 bottles you get in the pack. You get an activator. I'll put the pictures here, that's why I'm offside. You get an activator, a remover and a buffer, and you mix the activator and the remover in the bottle. You apply it to dry hair, let it sit for, this one says let it sit for about an hour, or depending if it's the regular or the strong version. And then when you've rinsed it out after about an hour, you apply the buffer, and it's like a shampoo. You apply it a couple of times and it should strip as much colour as it can. And that's the buffing process. This is just like the general process of buffing, but it depends on your pack and which one you've used, but that's generally how it works. And that should remove as much of the colour from old dyes as you can. Obviously if you've got naturally like brown hair and you've never dyed your hair, then there is no point whatsoever using this. This is just for like people with dyed hair, which a lot of people do dye their hair nowadays, so it's probably really useful. Okay, moving swiftly on. When you do that, you should really wait a couple of weeks before you dye it again. But obviously I dyed it like 10 minutes later, which is stupid, but I did it anyway. But I before I dyed it, because I was dyeing it with a bleach while I was bleaching it, and you need to bleach on most of the time dry hair. So before I dried my hair, I made sure I applied a lot of heat protectant. I used Studio Straight. It's like a straightening and heat defense. Applied a lot of that in my hair, dried it, and then I went with the bleach process. Now the bleach I used was Bblonde, Jerome Russell's. Everyone has heard of it. If you haven't, then you obviously like don't dye your hair at all, because everyone has heard of Bblonde. It's a really famous peroxide bleach, like the powder and the liquid. Everyone raves about it, and it is so strong, and it just bleaches your hair so much and so quickly. But it is so damaging. When you've bleached your hair, you feel it so dry, and it really needs like a conditioning treatment. But basically first of all I used a 40 vol bleach liquid, and you mix one of these with one sachet from this box, which is a blue powder, and you mix them two together and you apply it to the hair. You can use foils, like, you know, if you're professional or whatever, but obviously I've tried it so many times and it's too fiddly, so I literally just apply it in your hair completely, just all over. But try and avoid about 1 centimetre to 2 centimetres of roots, because bleach expands, and the longer it's on your roots, the more damage it's going to do to your scalp, and you don't want it to do damage to your scalp because your hair will just fall out. So try and avoid the roots. Obviously I didn't, and that's how I did get a lot of damage. But there we go, I left that on for about an hour. It's got all the directions on the back. Whatever bleach you're using, you will just follow those directions, obviously. And that was the first bleaching process I did. That was to take away, well, that was to lighten my hair a lot, because my hair was originally, I forgot to tell you, my hair was originally this colour after I used the colour stripper, and then obviously it was a lot darker than I wanted it, because it wasn't blonde, it was brown. So after the bleach it turned this colour, which obviously is very orangey red. It was neon, it was actually neon, and I was like, okay, well, I'm expecting it to go this colour because it had a lot of dye in it and a lot of red pigment still left from like semi-permanent dyes. So then I got ready for the next bleaching. Before I bleached it the second time, I made sure I deep conditioned it. I use this product. It's not like a famous brand. It's a cholesterol treatment that I use, and it is really good for repairing hair because it is for very brittle, like foreign hair. And I used that after the bleach, after the first bleaching, before I did the second bleaching. And then obviously I applied a heat defense and dried my hair again, because most bleaches and dyes ask for you to put it on dry hair. So that was the bleach. And then the second bleaching, instead of using such a strong bleach, which was the original Bblonde box, I used a box of Garnier Nutrisse Truly Blonde. This is like a blonde kit. You don't need a bottle or a pouch or anything. You get in this, you get, let's take a look. You get an applicator bottle, a powder, booster powder sachet, and a bleaching cream, and all of those get mixed together in the bottle, and that's like the powder bleach with the liquid, but it's all in one, and you just shake it all up, and then you obviously apply that like you would like a bleach or a hair dye. If you wanna watch me applying a hair dye just to see how I do it, I've got a video that you can watch. But you just I just applied that like a normal hair dye, and that bleached it a second time. I left that one on for 45 minutes, I believe. Yeah, that was about 45 minutes or 40 minutes. But obviously it depends on what bleach dye you use. But I actually would recommend this bleach kit, because it says it lightens the natural hair for the blonde, it lightens dark hair before a coloration, and it also removes a previous colour. So it kind of does 2 in 1. And it's Garnier Nutrisse, and they are my favourite brand for hair dyes, because they are so conditioning and they smell so good, and they're just, basically it doesn't feel like you're putting a hair dye on your hair, because it just smells amazing and your hair feels so good afterwards. So I totally recommend Garnier Nutrisse, any of their products. But yeah, that was the second bleaching. Some bleach kits like this, they have like an anti-brassiness conditioner. It's like a purple conditioner which is supposed to minimise brassiness. But obviously in the next picture I'll show you that my hair was still like bright orange, bright yellow. So then I tried, because I'd bought a couple of products that I'd seen reviewed that were supposed to be really good, and this is Provoke Touch of Silver shampoo and conditioner. So even though my hair was pretty dark, like pretty bright orange, I still thought I'd try this shampoo and conditioner to see if I could tone it down a bit. And in the next clip you'll see that it did tone it down a lot, but it was still bright yellow because I used the purple shampoo. So obviously I still needed to do something else with it, but I didn't want to do too much in one day, because obviously that just literally, my hair just would have been just not there. So I left it for a day and I went to college with like banana yellow hair, so that was great. But then I bought a couple of products to see if I could fix it that night, and after I'd deep conditioned it the night before, I decided to do another bleaching, because in the bleach box, in the powder bleach Bblonde boxes, you get about 4 sachets, and I use 2 boxes of hair dye and 2 packets of bleach and 2 bottles of bleach every time I dye my hair, because there's never enough in one box to do your whole head, so you always need 2. So I'd used 2 of the bottles and pouches, oh crap, the first time, and then I decided to do another bleaching because I had 2 sachets left. I used 2 more bottles, but this time I used 30 vol developer because my hair was a lot lighter. So you can still use the same bleach powder for it. So I mixed 2 bottles of that with the last 2 pouches of this and put it all over my head, let it develop for about an hour again. This is where it got kind of scary, because I was like, oh, my hair feels alright, you know. Started washing it out and it was okay, and then as I was combing through it to dry it again, I was getting like clumps of hair in the comb, and I was freaking out at this point. I was like, my hair's falling out, I've completely ruined it. But luckily, as I found out after I dried it, it was only the ends that were falling off, because my ends are quite damaged anyway. So obviously I was planning on cutting my hair afterwards anyway to get rid of the dead ends, so that wasn't so bad. But had I paid more attention to the roots with the bleach, the second bleaching, my hair literally would have fallen out. So this is why you're supposed to leave about a week, 2 weeks, a month between each bleaching, because your hair is not designed to take that much damage. But that was my 3rd bleaching. and then I was like, I cannot bleach my hair anymore, I'm not touching bleach at all. So I decided to, after doing some research and finding out what I could do, I decided to try like an ash blonde. I tried to find an ash blonde hair dye that didn't have bleaching, but obviously they all do. They all have like a lightener in it, so I couldn't avoid that. But I picked up, after seeing a couple of like videos and reviews and stuff, I applied a Nice and Easy hair colour, Clairol Nice and Easy. Because I suit ashy toned colours better than any, I tried to pick the ashiest tone I could, and this is Natural Medium Champagne Blonde 103B. It's supposed to, that's the colour chart on the back, that's how it's supposed to dye your hair, but obviously I never look at colour charts because they never actually work. But I applied 2 bottles of that to my hair. This comes in, this is like a normal generic hair dye. You get the colour blend formula that you mix with the activator in the bottle. Apply that all over the hair. You actually get quite a lot in these boxes. In the Nice and Easy boxes you get more than most hair dyes, so I would recommend that, to be honest. And you get a conditioner as well. I've got one of the conditioners here, and most hair dyes come with conditioners. And I applied that for as long as it said. I was like, okay, whatever colour it turns now, I'm just leaving it because I can't damage my hair anymore. So I left that on for 45 minutes, which is what it said. And after that, I literally just completely deep conditioned it. I didn't dry it, I just put anything oil based on my hair. It was absolutely ridiculous. I mixed a mixture of the Touch of Silver conditioner to make sure all the yellow was gone, with the conditioner that came with the hair dye, and then I mixed that with some of the cholesterol treatment, and then added olive oil. So it was literally like the biggest concoction of anything that could heal my hair a bit. So I mixed all that up, slathered it on my hair, and just left it for like a couple of hours to try and salvage as much damage as I'd done to it. And when I dried it afterwards, when I washed it out and dried it, all the yellowness and brassiness had completely gone. All the ash tones of the hair dye had just counteracted it, and I got to this colour. Luckily, it actually went a bit lighter as well. It must have been that it had some bleaching, but that was that, and I'm actually pretty damn happy with the colour now. It's lighter than I thought it would have been, but I think it's really nice. So then I just trimmed off all my hair, trimmed all the ends off, cut it really short because I can't afford any damage to it. I need to like get rid of all the damaged hair, and I'm planning to deep condition it like 2 or 3 times a week now. And I've got to apply, to maintain the colour, I'm going to apply the Touch of Silver shampoo and conditioner once every couple of days, maybe once a week afterwards, and just leave it alone, to be honest, because I've completely damaged it. Like I said, make sure you leave a couple of weeks between each dye and each bleach. And as you can tell, I've got my extensions in. Like I said, I'll link you to the video of how I did the extensions from like a weft, because I bought a pack like this and put my own clips on. As you can tell, the colour was a slightly more yellowy tone than the rest of my hair, but I used the Touch of Silver shampoo and it just got rid of all the yellow, so it did actually match my hair really well. But something I forgot to say during the video was the prices of the rest of the products. Like I said, my colour remover, hair colour remover by JoBaz, that was $4.49. from the same like bargain store. All of these, literally everything I bought you can buy online, and I have checked, so just type in the name in Google and you'll find it. The box of powder bleach, the Bblonde box, they've changed the packaging. If you're a bit unsure of the packaging, they've changed it recently, so that's why it looks weird. But the box of powders was $3.29. These are a lot cheaper than you'd find in like a high-end drugstore. I got the 2 bottles of Maximum Lift liquid for the bleach for $1.39 each, and then I got the 2 30-volt cream peroxides from Body Care in the UK for about $1.29 each. It's a similar sort of price. What else did I get? I got the Touch of Silver shampoo and conditioner. £3.40 each apparently. I think that's pretty good. Both £3.40 from Asda. I'm guessing you'd be able to get them from Walmart in the US because they're the same company, but you can always look it up. And then I got the Nutrisse Truly Blonde, was £4.50 I believe. Yeah, £4.50 each. I got 2 boxes of those. And the Nice and Easy colours were on offer in Asda, 2 for £10 or £6 each. So I got 2 because I needed 2. And then if you're interested, I spent £37 on my really large weft of blonde hair extensions, £2 for the clips. I'll show you in the video like I said. But those were that's how much it all cost. So it come up quite a lot. It come up to like about £70 maybe. But if you compare that to salon prices, yes, they know what they're doing and you might not know exactly what you're doing, but a salon, I think for one lot of dye to bleach my hair like an ash blonde from a light brown, they charged me £110 or something. So for like 70, I got my hair from that colour to this colour and got extensions as well for a fraction of the price. So, but as I'm saying, if you don't know what you're doing, then a salon would probably be the better place to go. But there we go. So I think that's everything. Knowing me, I've probably cut out like a massive chunk of like really important information. But if there is anything you need to know, just drop a comment in the comment box below and I'll definitely answer you. So I think that's it. Go watch my other videos if you've got any requests of anything hair related, because I do a lot with my hair, or anything like that, then just send me a message or comment and subscribe. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video.